Hi everyone, Yogesh Kapoor here. Wanted to quickly come on and talk about 911. Now, when we think of 911, we think of the September 11, 2001 attacks. And I still can't believe 20 years have flown by. To me, it felt like it was just a couple of years back, but 20 years, wow. I remember I was living in Dubai back then. I was single, and I was walking on the in the market, and I was visiting one of my customers. And a friend of mine met me while I was walking toward my customer shop, and he's like, "Hey, guess what? This happened." Um, right after that, I went to my customer's shop because he was one of the only customers who had a TV, and everybody was just gathered there to see what was going on. And we were glued to the TV for 2 3 hours, and I can never forget that first week of the attacks because something like this had astonished everybody around the world. Like, how did this happen? What happened? And that one week, I remember all my friends would come to my apartment and sit with me, and we would watch CNN. I was the only one who had CNN amongst my friends. And that whole week, we would stay up till late listening to the news and watching what was going to happen. Everything changed after that. I mean, business completely changed after that. Borders got stricter, travel got more difficult. And one of the most important things is that the fear factor. There was so much fear that was built, especially there was so much Islamophobia after that. And people started having this perception of things. And in my mind, I was like, okay, are we going to take this one incident and be afraid for the rest of our lives? But there are two things about this, right? One, we shouldn't get stuck to fear. And the second thing is that we should realize that no matter what happens, this too shall pass. I remember the following year after that, I was supposed to get married, and the date that we had was 9/11. And everybody was like, no, 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 you can't get married on 9/11. It's the first anniversary of the attacks. And I was like, oh, sure. Even though 9/11 in spiritual terms is a very good number, it's a number of awakening and, change. But we delayed our wedding by 1 year, 1 week. And looking at the situation today, I think about now we're in the pandemic. And again, we're living in a state of fear. There's so much fear surrounding so many things. And even though it's been like, 15, 16 months since the pandemic started, the only thing I can say is that, when we look back many years later, we're going to be looking at this event and tell ourselves that this too passed. This too shall pass, right? It's not going to happen. It's not going to go on forever. It's going to end. But yeah, there's still a lot of fear out there in so many things. Those who are vaccinated, those who are not vaccinated. Is this a government conspiracy? Just like what they were saying about the 911, it was an inside job. Now, I'm not here to debate that, but just the message I wanted to give today was that, we cannot live in a state of fear. We gotta be in charge of our own mind. We cannot let fear take over. That, oh, what if I get sick? I'm going to die. I mean, I went through COVID, and it was a mental challenge. When you're sick, you're like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And you got to be mentally strong, and you can't let fear take over you. Same thing goes with so many people today. They're in full fear, like, oh my God. One side they're like, I don't want to get vaccinated. There's something wrong with the vaccine. Those that are vaccinated are like, I'm scared of the people who are not vaccinated. But we can't allow fear to govern us or dictate the way we want to think. And we have to realize, we don't know how long more this pandemic is going to go on. I know some countries have opened already. Things are normalized in many countries, but where I am, it's not yet. But just remember, don't let fear dictate yourself, and this too shall pass. I mean, many of us will look down 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line, if we're alive, that, oh, we survived COVID. Just the way when 9/11 happened, we're like, what's going to happen to the world, right? So remember these two things. Don't let fear dictate you. This too shall pass. And that's all I wanted to say. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.